Hey there, I'm Robin Baker, and welcome to video number 2 of the top 3 subtle red flags in eating disorder recovery. So these are kind of warning signs that may on the surface not look like they're a big deal, but they can possibly and potentially be kind of like a hazard in your recovery. So in this video, number 2, we're going to talk about kind of external validation, which, let's face it, who doesn't like external validation? So one of the things that I've heard from several of my clients that are going through recovery is that, they really like it when they feel they're really proud that they like to hear now when people say how great they look. So any type of like external validation on their appearance. And that they're really happy that they feel good when they hear these things, as opposed to maybe in the past they didn't feel good when they heard these things. Or, especially if someone used the word, "Oh, you look so healthy," right? I know that can be a really big trigger for a lot of people going through recovery. And maybe, if they've turned it around, or somehow now it's a positive thing to hear that. Or even if, someone's commenting that they look great for whatever reason. And they're really liking that they're getting these positive reinforcements on their appearance, and it's something that makes them feel good about themselves. So on the surface, right, this may not be a huge red flag. We might think, oh, that's great. Now they feel great about themselves. They like hearing comments about themselves. They're feeling better about their appearance and about their body because other people are commenting on positively on what they look like. So what this really comes down to is what you're giving your power away to. So if we think about, okay, well, I really like when I hear these comments about my appearance, and it's making me feel a lot better about my body. People are saying I look so much better now that I'm, my weight has stabilized or whatever, yada, yada, yada. Anything that reinforces that appearance that you look better, right? If we allow ourselves to give power to external comments that reinforce positive feelings about ourselves, or completely give us a positive body image or positive feelings about our body, that means we're also vulnerable to when we hear negative comments about our body, or maybe we hear someone else negatively, body bashing somebody else, and then we internalize that on ourselves because we like that person, or we thought they looked great, and maybe I think they look great and I think I look great, maybe I'm wrong. So when we give power to positive comments about our body, we also give power to negative comments about our body. So even though we might feel great when we hear these things, just remember, if we allow those positive comments to build up our self-esteem or build up our body image, it also leaves us open to negative comments taking it down. So what is the solution to this? It can be really tricky, right? It feels great to hear positive things about the way we look. I personally have told my husband, and this is a boundary I've set with him, I personally have told my husband, please don't make any comments, good or bad, about my body. Regardless of how great you think I might look, I don't want to hear it. Because I know if he says that to me, because he's a very important person to me, if I don't hear that and I'm wearing something, I might assume or think I don't look good and he's not saying anything. So I'd rather him just not say anything at all. I know when I feel good in my clothing, I know when I look good in my clothing, and really that is all that matters to myself. I don't need anyone else telling me whether I look good or not. So again, solution can be kind of what I did, setting boundaries with people, especially people that you're close to and value their opinion or their words, telling them, I don't want any body talk whatsoever, positive, negative, anything, no body talk at all. That's a really a great way to go if you feel like, this might be similar to what you've experienced in recovery. Another thing you can do, especially with people that you might not feel comfortable setting that boundary with, or it just might be people that are passing by, is when you do hear this positive comment, which might feel great, and you might want to latch onto it. You might want to internalize it because it is going to maybe lift you up and make you feel good about your body, is to remember to, number one, that if you give power to positive comments, you also give power to negative comments, and then also to kind of allow it to leave you. So not attaching to it, letting it go. Almost imagine you hear it in one ear and it goes right out the other, and allowing it to pass and not giving that any power at all. It sounds kind of abstract and maybe strange, but it can be done, and you just don't let that ruminate in your body. And you can also think of reasons that you like your body and you feel good in your body that don't have to do with your appearance. As soon as you hear that comment, and think about, okay, well, I feel good right now, and that's really more important than what I look like. So I'm going to hang on to this feeling and allow this comment to pass. So I hope this video was helpful for you if you're going through your eating disorder recovery, or maybe if you are a loved one, a parent, a spouse of someone that's going through eating disorder recovery. Something to really think about when you want to make comments about someone's appearance, who you know is struggling. If you want to make a comment on their appearance, really focusing on limiting the body talk or completely getting rid of it at all costs, which is what I think is probably the best thing to do. So if you like this video, I'd really appreciate a like. If you have a comment, a question, please feel free to ask it in the comments below. I will do my best to get back to you. And if you want to reach out to me personally, check out my website at www.asteyafitness.com. That's ASTEYA fitness.com. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for video number 3.